What up guys, Coach Nate Brignera here, founder and owner of Nate Brignera Fitness, creator of the 7-Day Obstacle Race Ready Planner and the Champion Lifestyle. Now let me ask you a question. Are you signed up for an obstacle course race? Or are you thinking about doing one in the next coming months for that new year? Now obstacle course racing has been super popular. It's actually eclipsed marathons in terms of popularity. So you're going to see a lot more people out there on the course, and that means that there's a lot more people who haven't really experienced some of these races and they're not sure what they're getting into. You know, I've been a personal trainer for 4 years and I've been doing obstacle course racing for 7 years now. Let me tell you something, when I first did my race back in 2012, I did not know what I was getting into. You know, I suffered through a lot of things that I could have really avoided had I just spent a little bit more time planning out the race, doing my homework, and understanding what I was getting into. And that's why I want to address the top 3 mistakes that I see a lot of obstacle course racers making that you can think about when you're moving into that new year. Now, the first one is they get fancy. So they sign up for this race, they get really excited about it, and they buy all this new equipment because it's a new world that they're jumping into and they're really excited about it. But the problem is that you got to test this equipment. You can't just buy the equipment and save it for race day. You got to train in it, you got to beat it up, you got to make sure you're comfortable with it so that come race day, you understand how it performs. This is going to allow you to move through the course with a little bit more ease. It's going to prevent a lot of those nasty slips and falls because you don't know how your equipment, you know, holds up under stress. So you really want to make sure that you're really testing it out and you're getting the most out of that equipment that you did purchase. Now, the second biggest mistake that I see, and this is really related to kind of an ego thing, and it's that a lot of people, when they're signing up for a race, they wing it. They sign up for the race, they get really excited, they talk a big game, they show up, and they just run the course. And, you know, I love the mindset. I love that, you know, you're willing to put yourself out there and just go for it, and that's an amazing asset that's really going to serve you well. But you got to do the research, you got to know what you're getting into, and you got to make sure that you're actually putting the proper training in for the type of race that you're doing. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, well, I used to train back in the day, I was this D1 athlete. Well, you know, that was 10 years ago, dude, and you've been doing split body routines since then. You haven't done any cardio. You're about to hit that elevation gain on that hill with a sandbag, and you're gonna get crushed. I'll see you in the med tent. All right, have a good race, man. It's gonna be fun. And that's the problem. They just do these races and they set themselves up for a really miserable time. You want to make sure that this is a really fun time out with friends, that you're getting challenged, but you're also doing your homework so you know what you're getting out of the race and you know what you want out of it. So it's really important. You got to do your homework, make sure you do the research, know what you're getting into. And the third biggest mistake that I see is that a lot of people simply do not bring the right equipment. They just show up to the race, they think they got the racing gear, they think it's like a little 5K where they can just show up, you know, wear the shorts and the t-shirt, and then they're good, and you know, they finish the race, they're caked in mud, their shoes are torn up, and they don't really have anything else to wear when they go back to their car. So then they tear up their car, they carry mud all the way back home, and it's just a disaster. Make sure you actually have a change of clothes. Make sure you can contain that mess. Make sure that, you know, you bring in some snacks for during the race and some hydration during the race so that you're not cramping up. You know, these are just small little things that add up over time. And that's why I really have spent a lot of time developing what I've now called the 7-Day Obstacle Race Ready Planner. This is the accumulation of 7 years of experience from just doing things the wrong way and learning the hard way. Trust me, you don't want to be out on the course suffering from hypothermia, cramping up, and then learning all of these lessons the hard way. It's just, I wish I had something like this back in the day because I would have jumped on this right away. And it's going to pay dividends down the road. When you show up for that race, you know exactly what to expect, you know that you're ready for it, and you know that you can cross that finish line with confidence. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for us to go through together. And I want to see you in that group. So comment below that you're in, and we'll talk about how to get you into that group. See you out there in the planner and out there on the course.